the Okavango Delta, a place where water, land and sky blend together in a breathtaking mosaic of life. From above, its intricate web of channels and islands stretches as far as the eye can see, a living labyrinth shaped by the pulse of the seasons, a shimmering jewel of life in the heart of Botswana. The Okavango Delta is a sanctuary for countless species. As the sun rises, its golden light dances across the wetlands, awakening a world teeming with activity. Birds take flight, hippos stir in the shallows, and the air is filled with the promise of a new day. This vast inland oasis is fed by waters that journey hundreds of kilometers from the distant highlands of Angola. Each year, these life-giving floods breathe vitality into the plains, transforming dry earth into a lush paradise. The river's journey is a miracle of nature, sustaining one of the world's richest ecosystems. The Okavango is a place of constant change, where floodplains transform into islands and back again. With each season, the landscape is reborn. Water recedes, grasslands emerge, and new habitats are created. This ever-shifting environment challenges every creature that calls it home, demanding resilience and adaptability. This is a land ruled by lions, the undisputed kings and queens of the Delta. Here, powerful prides roam the reeds and open plains, their presence shaping the delicate balance of life. Every day is a test of strength, strategy, and survival. Their roars echo through the papyrus reeds and across the savannah, a declaration of power that resonates for miles. These calls are more than just a warning. They are a reminder that the Okavango is a kingdom where only the boldest thrive. It is here in this watery kingdom the two legendary lions, Skimmer and Zarco, would clash in a battle for dominance. Their rivalry is the stuff of legend, a fierce contest that will test their courage, cunning, and will to rule. The outcome will shape the fate of their prides and the future of the Delta itself. The Okavango's beauty is matched only by its unforgiving nature. Beneath the tranquil surface lies a world of constant struggle, where every sunset brings new challenges. Storms can sweep across the land without warning, and the line between life and death is often razor-thin. Droughts can grip the land, shrinking waterholes and forcing animals into conflict. As resources dwindle, competition intensifies, not just among lions, but among all who depend on the Delta's precious water. Survival becomes a daily battle, and only the most resourceful endure. Floods, too, can reshape the landscape in an instant, creating new territories and sparking fierce competition. As the waters rise, old boundaries disappear and new alliances are forged. The Delta is a place where change is the only constant, and every creature must adapt or perish. Only the strongest survive here. Lions who can adapt to the ever-changing rhythm of the Delta. In this land of extremes, every day is a story of resilience, courage, and the relentless drive to endure. The Okavango is not just a place, it is a living testament to the power of nature and the spirit of those who call it home. Skimmer was the undisputed ruler of the southern floodplains. In the heart of the Okavango Delta, where water and land meet in a shifting mosaic, he reigned supreme. His presence was felt across the wetlands, a silent but powerful force that shaped the lives of every creature in his domain. Other lions respected his boundaries, and even the elephants and buffaloes gave him a wide berth. His name, Skimmer, came from his unique and daring hunting style. Unlike most lions who preferred the cover of darkness or the tall grass, Skimmer had mastered the art of hunting in the waterlogged plains. He would move with incredible stealth, his powerful body gliding through the shallow water, barely skimming the surface. This allowed him to approach his prey almost undetected, blending seamlessly with the rippling reflections and reeds. Skimmer was a master of ambush, using the tall reeds and thick grasses to his advantage. He would wait patiently, sometimes for hours hidden from sight, his golden eyes fixed on the herds that grazed nearby. Skimmer was a magnificent lion, with a thick mane the color of sun-baked earth. His mane glowed in the African sun, a symbol of his strength and maturity. Scars on his face told stories of past battles, each one a testament to his resilience and dominance. His roar was a deep, thunderous rumble that echoed across the floodplains, a sound that sent shivers down the spines of his rivals and signaled his presence to all. At dawn and dusk, his voice would roll over the water, a reminder that this land belonged to him. Over the years, Skimmer had ruled his territory for many seasons, siring numerous cubs and securing his lineage. His offspring played in the safety of his domain, learning the ways of the floodplain from their formidable father. The pride depended on his strength and wisdom for survival. Skimmer was known not just for his power but for his intelligence. He was a lion who learned quickly, adapting to the ever-changing landscape of the Delta. His keen mind allowed him to outwit both prey and rival lions, making him a true king among predators. He understood the ebb and flow of the floods better than any other. As the waters rose and fell with the seasons, Skimmer knew exactly when and where to find the best hunting grounds. He could read the signs of the land, predicting where the herds would gather and where danger might lurk. He was a strategic thinker, always planning his next move. Every decision was calculated, every action deliberate. In the wild and unpredictable world of the Okavango, it was this combination of strength, intelligence, and strategy that made Skimmer the true king of the floodplains. To the north, across the winding waterways, ruled Zarco. He was a force of nature, known for his brute strength and unyielding aggression. His name, Iron Claw, was earned from a scar on his left paw, a reminder of a past battle. Zarco was a formidable lion, larger than Skimmer, with a dark mane that framed a face scarred from countless confrontations. His roar was different from Skimmer's, a high-pitched, chilling sound that spoke of his ferocity. Zarco was not known for his patience. He was a direct and brutal ruler, quick to assert his dominance. He had claimed his territory by force, driving out rivals and establishing a reign of fear. The balance of power in the Okavango is a delicate thing. A severe drought had gripped the land for months. Waterholes dwindled and prey animals became scarce. Lions were forced into closer proximity, their territories overlapping. Tensions rose with each passing day. Zarco, feeling the pressure in his own shrinking domain, looked south. He smelled the promise of abundant prey in Skimmer's territory. The drought was a test, pushing both lions to their limits. Skimmer, ever the pragmatist, knew that conflict was inevitable. Zarco, driven by hunger and ambition, saw an opportunity to expand his kingdom. The stage was set for a clash of titans. The sun beat down on the parched earth as Zarco led his pride toward the border of Skimmer's territory. He was met at the water's edge by Skimmer and his lionesses. The two prides faced each other, a sea of golden fur and steely gazes. A tense silence hung in the air, broken only by the rustle of dry reeds. Skimmer let out a low growl, a warning rumble that echoed across the water. Zarco responded with a sharp roar, his iron claw pawing at the ground. The lionesses on both sides watched, their bodies tense, ready to spring into action. The water, usually a source of life, now served as a battle line. The standoff had begun. Neither king would back down. As the sun began to set, the sky turned a menacing grey, casting long shadows across the Okavango Delta. The air was thick with anticipation, as if the land itself was holding its breath, waiting for the inevitable clash. The distant calls of birds faded, replaced by the ominous silence that often precedes a storm. Every creature in the delta seemed to sense that something extraordinary was about to unfold. A low rumble of thunder echoed Skimmer's warning growl, the sound rolling across the plains like a drumbeat of war. Skimmer's golden mane bristled as he stood his ground, his eyes locked on his rival. The tension between the two lions was palpable, a silent challenge hanging in the charged air. The wind whipped through the reeds, carrying with it the scent of rain and the promise of violence. The tall grasses bent and swayed, whispering secrets of ancient battles fought and lost on these very floodplains. The first drops of rain began to fall, dotting the earth and stirring the dust into a heady electric aroma. The first raindrops fell as Zarco, unable to contain his aggression any longer, charged across the shallow water. His muscles rippled beneath his soaked fur, each stride sending up sprays of muddy water. The storm seemed to fuel his fury, lightning flickering above as he closed the distance between himself and Skimmer. Skimmer met his attack head-on, refusing to yield an inch of territory. The two lions locked eyes, their bodies tense and coiled like springs, ready to unleash their full power. The two lions collided with the force of a thunderclap, their roars drowned out by the fury of the storm. Rain lashed their bodies as they grappled, each determined to prove his dominance. The sound of their struggle mingled with the howling wind and the relentless drumming of rain on the sodden earth. Teeth bared, claws flashing, they tore at each other with primal ferocity. Each swipe and bite was a testament to their strength and desperation, neither willing to back down. Blood mixed with rainwater, staining their golden coats as the battle intensified. The battle raged across the floodplain, a whirlwind of fur and fury. The lions tumbled and rolled, churning up mud and water, their growls echoing across the vast, storm-swept landscape. Every movement was a blur of power and rage, a dance as old as the Delta itself. Lightning illuminated the scene, casting eerie shadows as the two giants fought for supremacy. For brief moments, the entire world seemed to freeze in the stark white light, revealing the raw intensity of their struggle. The storm raged on, as if nature itself was bearing witness to this epic confrontation. The lionesses joined the fray, their roars adding to the cacophony of the storm. United in purpose, they surged forward, their presence shifting the balance of power. The air was filled with the sound of snarls and the pounding of paws, as the pride fought not just for dominance but for survival. The ground, dry and dusty moments before, turned to mud beneath their paws. Each step became a struggle, the lions slipping and sliding as the rain transformed the battlefield. The Okavango Delta, so often a place of peace and beauty, had become an arena of chaos and raw power where only the strongest would prevail. The storm raged throughout the night, mirroring the battle that raged below. When the sun finally broke through the clouds, it illuminated a scene of devastation. The battlefield was littered with the bodies of lionesses from both prides. Zarco, wounded but alive, stood panting heavily, his dark mane matted with blood and rain. Skimmer was nowhere to be seen. Zarco let out a roar of victory, a hoarse rasp that spoke of the fight he had endured. He had won, but at a terrible cost. His pride was shattered, his body racked with pain. He limped away from the water, his iron claw leaving a bloody trail in the mud. The battle between Skimmer and Zarco became the stuff of legend in the Okavango Delta. It was a tale whispered by the wind through the reeds, a cautionary story told to young cubs. Skimmer was never seen again. Some say he succumbed to his wounds, his body claimed by the Delta. Others believe he retreated into the depths of the papyrus, living out his days in solitude. Zarco, though victorious, carried the scars of that battle for the rest of his days. He never fully recovered from his injuries, and his reign over the expanded territory was short-lived. He was challenged and eventually overthrown by a younger, stronger rival. The story of Skimmer and Zarco serves as a reminder of the brutal reality of life in the wild. Even the strongest and most cunning can fall. The Okavango Delta, for all its beauty and wonder, is a place of constant struggle where survival is a daily battle. Every roar, every scar tells a story. These stories, passed down through generations of lions, serve as a guide, a reminder that even in paradise, danger lurks around every corner. The echoes of that epic battle still reverberate through the Okavango Delta. They are a reminder that the cycle of life and death continues, and that even the most powerful are not immune to the forces of nature.